Aloha, my friends. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the Ninth Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you staying positive today? I am positive that you are because you are focused on the positives and not spending a whole lot of time on those negatives because every negative has positives. So focus on the positives and you're always going to find the right solutions that are going to ensure that you're happy all the time. PMA, positive mental attitude. Check this out. Have you ever had a spreadsheet that you spent a lot of time putting together? Like in this case, I have a form. And then you share it with your team because you're really excited about it. And then you got somebody that goes in there and they accidentally delete that. And then they forgot what was on there. So they just call it meeting form. And then maybe they change this to just name, and you're saying to yourself, I really wish people wouldn't do that. Is there a way that I can protect my worksheet so that nobody can mess with it? Well, over here, we have data validation. That's one way to ensure the proper data is entered, but that's a different video. Today, we're going to ensure that your worksheet is protected so that nobody can edit what I just edited just now. You don't want anybody to mess with. So I'm going to show you different types of worksheet protection. I'm going to show you how to password protect a whole workbook. And I'm also going to show you how to password protect the structure of the workbook so that people can't be doing this, moving the worksheets to different spots, adding more worksheets that you don't want added and the like. So check it out. Woohoo! They sleep, I excel. Get yourself one of those t-shirts. You can just go to any website. I went to Spreadsheet and I typed in what I wanted and came up with this design. They sleep, I excel. And while they're sleeping, you're with me, excelling, and you're going to learn how to protect a workbook. So let's start out with a real basic how to password protect a workbook so that it can't be opened unless you have the password. For that, we're going to go to the File tab, and right within the File tab, we can go to Info, and when we are in Info, we can just go right here to this top section, to this feature that says Protect the Workbook right there. And then when we click on this drop down, we can encrypt the entire workbook, the current sheet, or the workbook structure. The workbook structure keeps people from adding worksheets, deleting worksheets, moving worksheets around. Protect the current worksheet is what's going to keep people from editing the worksheet like I showed you at the very beginning. And encrypt with password, it just exactly what it says. It's going to require password to open up this workbook. So if I just click on the drop down here and I say encrypt with password, then I have to enter a password. And remember that you can't recover your passwords if you lose it. There's a way to hack into Excel in the event that you lose your password, but that's a whole nother lesson. So let me just go ahead and use a password that you should never use. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't use that password. That's my password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, don't use the password, and then press OK and then re-enter 1, 2, 3, 4. And then press OK. Now, if I close this workbook, when I go to open it, it's going to ask me for a password. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because this is a read-only workbook and it's not saving anything. So here we go. The workbook is protected. If I wanted to go open it, again, it would ask me for a password. Now I'm going to protect the structure of the workbook. Now, notice this right down here. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and move this worksheet right here to the end. I could right click and move or copy the worksheets to a different location. I can even add a new sheet. Well, let's say that I want to protect the structure. I don't want to allow users to change the structure of my workbook, add sheets, move sheets around, and the like. So when I go to my review tab and I go to the protect group, when I click on protect workbook, my protect structure and Windows options opens up, dialog box opens up. So here I put in the password. I'm gonna use the same 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I don't forget it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, boom. And now watch this. Now, if I wanted to add a sheet, I can't. It's grayed out. If I wanted to move this sheet over, look, I want to grab it and move it over. I can't. See that? I can't do it. I want to add a sheet. I can't. Click, 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 click. Can't do it. So the workbook structure is protected. So let me go back to the review tab, and I'm going to click protect workbook again to unprotect it. Let me cancel out of there and go to the review tab again. Now you'll notice the review tab in the protect group, protect workbook is highlighted or is grayed. It's selected. It's active. That's what that means. It's active. So if I click on it, that will unprotect it as long as I know the password. What's the password? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, and it worked. All right. So that's how we protect a structure. Now, what about the part where we're protecting the entire worksheet? Because we don't want anybody messing around with it. We don't want anybody editing anything, even by accident. We don't want it to happen. We want it to just stay just like this. So what I can do is I can just say protect the sheet. So we'll go back to our review tab and click on protect sheet. And then now here, we can decide what it is that we want to protect. And typically, this is good. This right here takes care of everything. You're going to allow users, now you got to read this carefully. Password protect, password to unprotect sheet. We're going to put it in there in a second. Protect worksheet and comments of locked cells. So maybe we don't want anybody to change comments and the like. And then we're going to allow users. See what it says right there? You got to read these. Allow all users of this worksheet to. This is what you're going to allow them to do. The only thing we're going to allow them to do is to select locked cells and select unlocked cells. And that's it. So now let's put in that password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press OK. It's going to ask us to re-enter it to confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to press OK. Boom. And there we go. So now if I want to go ahead and try to change anything, I can't. It says it can't. The seller chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a change on protected sheet, you might be requested to enter a password. Now y'all saw me enter a password. Well, you don't have to enter a password. If you don't enter a password, it'll just be protected and you just got unprotected without entering a password. Now look, I go to edit right here. I can't. I want to change this logo. I can't. All right. I can still click in my data validation and my dependent drop downs work. All this works. The form works just fine. All right. Now I'm going to unlock it. So I go back to my review tab and I'm going to unprotect the sheet right over here. Unprotect the sheet. So when I click on review tab and unprotect the sheet, of course, it's going to ask you for the password, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And now it's not protected. So if I wanted to change that, I can change it. Now watch, I'm going to protect the sheet without a password. Back to review, protect sheet. And I'm going to say, okay, I didn't enter a password. I just press okay. And that's it. Now when somebody wants to edit, you can. But if they want to unprotect it, they can just go back to the review tab and unprotect the sheet. And now they can edit. And there was no need for a password because you didn't use a password. So you could protect it without a password, or you can password protect it. Now, what if there was a range or specific cells that we want to remain editable and then nothing else can be edited? So let's see. I'll go back to my review tab and I'm going to protect the entire sheet. I'm not going to add a password. Yeah, it lets me edit that. Okay, I'm going to go to review and unprotect the sheet. Now, let's take a look at an easier way for you to see. Let's say that I want to make it so that this range of data is editable as long as you have a password. Okay? You can't change anything unless you have a password for the whole structure. I'm going to do a different one. I'm going to make it so that you can't change the header row. You can't change anything except this range. You can edit that range as long as you have a password. So you can edit this range as long as you have a password. Then I'm going to show you another method. So I'm going to select a range that I want to make it be editable as long as you have a password. So I'll go to my review tab, and here we see that we have review tab, protect group, allow edit ranges. Pretty cool, yeah? So then now I'm going to just click on allow edit ranges. And I thought it would pre-select the range, but it didn't. So I'll just have to go ahead and say, hey, new range. And then I'll just call these lunch items. You don't have to give it a name if you don't want to, but it's good to be name things so that you can find them. It's referring to these cells, and then the password that we're going to give it is 1234. They're our super secret password. Then I'm going to say okay, 1234, and I'm going to say okay. And then now let's go ahead and protect the sheet, because the protection doesn't start until you actually activate it, and you activate the protection by protecting the entire sheet. So I can click protect sheet, and now remember, there's a whole lot of other options for you to be exploring. So go ahead and click away and explore them. Don't get mad, get skills. So let's go ahead and protect the sheet. And here I'm going to say 1234. Use that password. I'm going to use that password again, 1234. Now remember, don't use this password. We're only using it right now just because we don't want to forget it. All right, so now if I wanted to go ahead and edit that, anything, I can't. I want to change that burger right there to something else, the hamburger, I can't. What if I want to change the salads right here? I'm going to put different types of salad, like a chef salad. I can't. However, look at that. When I went right into the range and I started typing, now it's telling me, Excel is saying, hey, you want to unlock that range so you can edit it? What's the password? 1234. Boom. There we have it. Now we can go right in here and we can edit that range. Chef salad. The garden burger, we can call that the impossible burger. See, we can edit all that just like that. And then when we close it, it'll get locked up again. So we're fine. All right. So now let me go back to the review tab and show you one other way to do sheet protection. In this case, let me go back to the review tab, to the allow edit ranges, and I'm going to delete that range. Now I'm going to make it so that you can only edit specific cells. All right, so you want to protect the whole worksheet, and you're going to leave certain cells unlocked. So I'm going to highlight the cells that I want to remain editable. So I'm going to say that one's going to remain editable, and this one's going to remain editable. I'm just highlighting them so we know which ones are the ones that are supposed to be editable, just for our purposes of this tutorial. So the first thing that I'm going to do, because I want to have this cell and this cell remain editable, the whole workbook, the whole worksheet is going to be locked. Specifically the worksheet. It's going to be protected. So you can't make changes to the worksheet except for where I allow. And I'm going to allow you to edit that cell and edit that cell, and that's it. So we're going to unlock those cells by default. Listen up. Listen up. By default, all of your cells are locked. However, the lock is not activated until we actually protect the workbook or protect the sheet. We turn on the lock. So by default, all the cells are locked. However, the lock is not activated until we actually protect the sheet. So before I protect the sheet, I'm going to let Excel know which ones are the cells that I want to remain unlocked. So I'm going to select the two cells. I select A1, hold down the control key, select C1. Holding down the control key while you make selections allows you to select multiple non-adjacent cells. Now we're going to right click and we're going to go right to Format Cells. When we go to Format Cells, we open up the Format Cells dialog box, and now we can click on Protection. And you notice how it is locked. Those cells that we selected are locked. So we're going to unlock them. And now that they're going to be unlocked, when we protect the sheet, or in other words, activate the lock, everything will be locked except for the sheets the cells that we unlocked. Now I press OK, and then now we can just go right to the Review tab and say protect the sheet. We're going to use our famous password 1234, enter, 1234, enter, and then now I want to edit anything. Well, that range is still available to me right there. Let me go ahead and I thought I took that out. Review. Oh, that's odd. Okay, so if I want to edit the range, it's going to ask me to enter a password 1234, and then I can go ahead and edit the range just like that. All right. Now let me go ahead. Oops. Let me see. I want to edit where it says burger right here. Okay. The range is unprotected. I just unprotected it with a password. But this particular cell and that cell, they're protected. I'm not going to be able to change anything there. See? I can't right there. Not even with a password or anything. Can't. Well, right here I can, though. I can make that Italian pizza or big pizza. I can edit that. This one I can edit too. Greens, something like that. But nothing else. See? Can't edit there. Can't edit there. And the only reason why I can edit here is because we set up that range to allow us to edit it with a password. So let me go ahead and unprotect the sheet. 1234, enter, and let me go right ahead here. Let me look at this. Allow edit. So let me just delete that range now. Apply. Okay. Maybe when I deleted it, I didn't press apply, so it saved it. So let's go back over here to review. Allow edit ranges. Yeah, it's gone now. Now let me go back and protect. So protect the sheet. 1234. 1234. And then now we can no longer edit inside this range. And there's no editable range because we removed it. So we no longer allow editing of ranges. But we still have our unprotected, our unlocked cells where we can edit. That one you still can't change it. So there you have it, my friends. There's so much more to protection. And what I recommend is you can go to your Review tab and just click on Protect Workbook, or just go right up here to search into your search bar and say Protect Sheets, Sheet Protection. Sheet Protection. How did I find it? There's so many ways to get around Protect My Workbook. Let me go back, Protect Sheet. So I can get to the help. The easiest way to get to the help. 1234. Review. That's why I love to teach live, so that you can see that I'm just like you. I don't know everything there is to know about Excel, and neither does anybody else. And I'm always forgetting because I'm not always, let's say you're not always protecting sheets and you're doing something else, you're working on pivot tables for the next 3 weeks, you're going to forget certain things. And it's so simple what I was looking for. All I had to do is open the Maca, Protect Sheet. I was already here. What I want to tell you is go to the Tell Me More right here. So when you hover over any one of these tools, you're going to get more help if there's more help. And in this case, for Protect Sheet, there is more help. There's a Tell Me More. So I would recommend that you click on Tell Me More and then check out a little bit more information on cell protection. Now, you have questions, feel free to make a comment right here on this stream, wherever you're watching. You might be watching it on LinkedIn or YouTube, wherever you are. Just go ahead and type a comment, and I'll answer your questions for you. You can also go to don'tgetmadgetskills.com. Don'tgetmadgetskills.com. And it's going to take you right to this page where you can see the schedule every month of the upcoming classes. And I teach the 7 steps to Excel success for free every month, the basics. Because it's important that we all learn some basics and take our careers and our jobs to the next level. When you're on don'tgetmadgetskills.com, click on live classes and go check out our workshops. When you check out the workshops section, you're going to see upcoming workshops. And we have a workshop coming up, learn how to write formulas and use functions in Excel, right here on Thursday, November 30th, my friends. So I invite you to come on over here and check it out. And scroll down a little bit further, and my 30 favorite Excel power tips live online class is 2 days of Excel power tips. Everybody that's ever taken this class tells me they love it. I'm always updating it. So I recommend that you go check it out. Click here and learn more, and you're going to get all the details. And you can go ahead and sign up right now. And what if you want to start learning right away? You don't want to wait till December 2nd and 3rd. You can just, once you sign up for this, my 30 favorite Excel power tips live online workshop, you're going to have already instant access to Excel pivot tables course and shortcut tips and tricks course. So you can start learning right away. All righty, my friends, I want to encourage you to keep on learning. Remember, I love you, and I want you to take your skills to the next level so you can make your life easy and be happy all the time like me. PMA, positive mental attitude. And most of all, my friends, remember, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha. See you at the workshop.